Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Friday class. And hello to Danielle. How's it going?
Hey, Rachel. It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to spend an hour with you today on this Friday afternoon and to create even more jewelry with our bead box. That's so special, isn't it?
I love it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, making lots of cute things, and I still have lots of stuff left, so more to come.
Yeah, you've been making incredible things with wire, with stringing, with bead weaving, just like so much cool stuff. So today we're focused on wire work, and that is using the Country Cottage Sam's bead box. This was shipped out earlier this month as our November Sam's bead box. It was filled with these colors of like cardinal reds and like pastel and mustard yellows, sage green, just to create this woodsy country feel, like we're tucked away in the woods. And it was inspired by your grandparents' home, and it came out so beautifully.
I love it. I'm so grateful for the chance to work on it. It's so pretty. It's a treasure.
Yes. I know. You're gonna have the beads to keep a box for yourself as the keepsake, and also the photos of it. And I hope you just enjoy wearing these pieces that you've made. At least
Yeah,
you're gonna have some of them you have to keep for yourself. I know you want to. I know you're gonna want to send me some, but please keep some for yourself. So we'll figure that.
Yeah, or maybe I make two.
Yeah, there we go. But what are we going to be doing today? What kind of project?
Today, we wanted to do some wire. So I have these cool earrings, and they came out really fun. So they're easy too. They're quick. They can be made with these beads or other beads from the box if you want. But I just thought how cool, how fun, how easy. Kind of a similar technique to like hoop earrings we've been doing, And so it's easy to do. We'll put together the main stars of the show from the box are these gorgeous strands. So the custom faceted strand. And then this one, the gorgeous one, gold. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that mixed strand had the green Aventurine, the natural yellow Jade, and the red Jasper. And then we're pairing it with the golden Rutile Quartz. So it's a beautiful combination.
This is a really special strand.
Yeah.
Truly special.
Okay, well, do you want to flip your camera around and take us through what we want to do today?
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch my camera. And then I'm going to show you guys the earrings here. Let me just get my light going. There we go. Is that a little better? I always feel like it's so dark.
Well, also with the time change, our brightness has gone down.
Yeah, that's what's happened for me too, because it's pretty much like right now it looks like it's 7 o'clock at night, like summer schedule. Yeah. But here they are, these beautiful earrings. They're so nice. They're just like easy wire wrapping, that standard technique where you do some coils with the beads. And then I also made the forms using a mandrel, and you guys carry this in a kit. So this is a really cool like mandrel little set. And it's made of 20 gauge wire and 26 gauge wire. I used copper for the big pieces, and then artistic wire for the small. Craft wire is great too. And then I have a way to hammer it. You can hammer it with either one of those little kind of like mallet thingies, masher. Or if you're somebody who does hammering this way, this something like this will work. There's anything.
Many options.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any questions I missed. Let me know if I did.
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's so many materials for this. That's great.
Yeah, so it's pretty minimal. And then, of course, change it up. Use any of the beads you want, because these were just the ones that I really wanted to show off that ombre. I wanted a piece, at least one or two, that catches the ombre in it, because it's just so special. And then I needed to use this gorgeous. Look at the flashes of gold in that. Oh my gosh. The probably the best way to get started is to make each of these forms. So we can start with that.
Let's do it.
And for tools, in addition to the mandrel, you're going to need the standard kind of tools. So like your flush cutters. And then I like to use bail formers. The bail formers are really nice for making all of these little hoops here the same size, which can kind of help them disappear. And then I use it to make those jump rings that you see.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because those are very consistent loops.
Yeah, and if you felt like, you know, making your own ear wire, you could do that too. So there's just like a lot of things you could do with these bale formers. I love those.
And what, you said this was a 20 gauge? What was this?
Yeah, this is a, oh, sorry, forgive me. This is 18 gauge. You could use 20.
Oh, 18. Okay, 18 or 20.
Yeah, and this is just a pure copper wire.
Cool. Yeah, we have bare copper wire in the shop. Ours is the artistic wire brand. So that'll work, or whatever folks have.
Yeah, and that's what I'm using for my 26 gauge. I think I didn't have 18 or 20 in my artistic wire, so I just need to get some more of that. But I had this copper and it matched so nicely that I went ahead and just went with that. And then I just work from the spool. So whatever spool you have, you go ahead and work from that. And start by creating, I use the smallest form on the bale former to create the little loop on the end. Make sure
also, if you want to bring the camera up I mean, I do like how the zoomed in. If you need a little more space.
Yeah, that might make sense. I think so too.
We're not seed beating today.
I have all kinds of adjustments to make depending on the type of project, you know? Yeah. All over the place. So from the spool, I'm just going to go ahead and roll. And if you want to, the way that it's rolled out, you see how it rolls kind of against the curve? So if you want to roll it this way, so if you're coming off the spool, like this is the round part of the spool, you can go counter to it.
Oh.
It's just a knit, and it doesn't actually matter because you can always adjust it. But if you want to just take advantage of, oh, and did I already flush cut? Let me show you before getting started. Just go ahead and flush cut one of those ends. You know, just so it's nice and perfect. It makes a little bit of a difference, I think. Okay, so I'm going to put these small bale formers on the top because I'm going to roll them this way. Just making a pretty little loop like that. And then we'll bring out the mandrel. Let's make the big one first. I just use the very largest one for this part of it.
I was curious. But this is flexible too. Like if folks want to make this earring smaller, they could just use a smaller part of the mandrel.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely not dependent on, because I didn't go all the way around and have any counts to worry about. You could just center this on whatever size you go for. Okay. Because it ends up being kind of a big hoop, you know? I do love a big statement earring though, so.
Yeah. Oh, I feel you.
And then I'm just trying to hold this steady while I go all the way around. It keeps moving on me. There we go.
The key thing I noticed to make sure folks notice that loop is facing out. Which, I mean,
yes. Yeah, it's kind of exactly. That's an important feature. And then if you just kind of cross it, you know, go a little past it, then you'll have enough to make the other loop. And so the amount that I went past it, I'll end up probably trimming it again, but you only need about ½ an inch. So I'm just going to trim it to right about there. So about ½ an inch, and it's pretty forgiving. So don't stress if it's not like exact. But we're just going to go ahead and use that same form and roll it the other way. So still staying kind of like a counter curve. We're going to go around the small one on the bale farmer. And I'm actually close that a little nicer. And there you go. So you can kind of adjust it. Sometimes I like to just put a little bit of tension just to kind of get it to, so something like that. And then show you. And you can always play with those loops, have them be a different size loop if you want to. And then as far as hammering it, however you want to hammer it with the smasher or masher or with the hammer, I can go on mute and do that really quick.
Sounds good. All right, she's muting herself so to protect all of our ears as she hammers this. One question I have for all of you, I know I'm with lots of beaders here, but I'm sure we all bead in different ways. So what do you all tend to use? Do you gravitate towards stringing projects, wire projects, like what, wire work, bending all this wire? Do you do like with a needle and thread bead weaving? What is your go-to? Or maybe you dabble in all of it, but what is your go-to? Is what you're seeing today kind of in your wheelhouse, or is this totally new? So I'd love to hear. All right, thank you for muting yourself, Danielle, while you hammered that.
Yeah, it's a much even louder than it is to me, probably, for the microphone. So
yeah, the microphone's like right up against it.
Right. And so on this one, I'm going to just go ahead and flatten out a little bit more right on the spool here. These are some nylon jaw pliers. A very loved pair of nylon jaw.
Yeah, I mean, they do the job. Get rid of the kinks.
Same thing. I'm going to just counter to the curve of that spool. Just wind a loop. It's not the most ergonomic way to do this, but it was just the way that made the most sense to my brain. There's probably another way to do it. I'll get that on there like that. And then for this next one, just pick one of the loops that's kind of like up here. It's not, not really like super important which one you pick. Just pick one of them. And probably like at about kind of the middle, right? And then the same thing, I'm going to try to bend it around and cross.
Let's see. Do you mind? Yeah, we can't see it. Could you show us how it looked on the mandrel again? Okay.
Yeah, I think I did. Did about that. And I'm crossing it over by just a hair under half an inch or so. So just about like that. And then I'm just going to trim it and try to trim it with the flush side facing the work there. Let's see.
And I know this is subtle, but do you mind just showing folks on your cutters which is the side that gives you a flush, very even cut?
That's going to be this side. So the open side's going to give you more of a V, and then this side's going to give you a flat, like a flat contact.
Yeah, those are like those subtle details that can really elevate a piece for sure.
I think so too, yeah. Let's just roll this one. And so they kind of cross a little bit when I first make them, and then I just open them up a little bit, and it kind of puts a little pressure to keep them together. And that just kind of what ends up happening when I start working with them. I'm just going to put my mute.
Nice. Okay, so we basically made the same thing twice, just one's bigger, one's smaller, depending just which part of the mandrel you use. So you probably saw that Danielle's mandrel is a gray one. That's the same as what we have in the shop, but ours are purple. I don't know, is purple more fun? Why not? Shira would say so. So if you do want that mandrel option, you can check it out in our bead shop. It's like a stepped mandrel, and it comes with 4 different shapes: the round, square, diamond, something else. But we're just using the round one today.
Purple's way better. I love purple.
Yeah, they're fun.
I think if I'd seen purple ones, I've had these a while. I don't even know. I think I might have got these when I have a memory of when I purchased them that they were in the bottom of the stroller. So that's how long ago it was.
Oh, it's fun.
I used to use it as my shopping cart. It was my shopping cart. And there you go. So just check it out. See what you think. And you just get kind of like a little half moon. And that's one of the cool things is that you just take note. I just went with the middle so I can remember, But if you just take note of which one you've used, you'll have similar sizes for when you make your pair. And actually,
if you don't mind, I'll just add, it's actually really handy just to see how to make just a circle. Like that feels simple with wire, but I would often find when I would try to make a circle that whatever I did to like attach it at the top to make the loops at the top would like get the make the circle get out of shape. But this, I think, because I was often trying like a brio wrap style on top, which is obviously doable as well. But I like this option because it doesn't seem to really mess with the shape of the hoop overall. The extra loops on the top, if that makes sense.
No, that totally does. Yeah, and it's great to have, repeatability is nice. That's what with wire where I would be kind of like stressed. And so, oh, and that reminds me, when I made the pair, I made them back to back. So like I made both of the big form and then I made the 2 small ones. Once I kind of had settled on what I was going for, from there I took it to like kind of a factory mode so that I would have them be kind of, that sometimes helps me with my consistency if I've made them recently.
That's a good idea. And I'll also add, if you don't have the mandrel, you can also get creative with what you have around your home. I'm sure you have cylindrical objects. I don't know. You have a cup, you have a marker, like there's different things that you can use. And as long as you're using that same one for both earrings, you're going to get a consistent shape. So use the mandrel or get creative.
Like wire spools. One of my favorite Rachel Mouse tutorials, she used a Sharpie. And the cool thing about the Sharpie is the cap has that little, there's like a divot and it stabilizes it. Like where the cap connects, Yeah. She made it, remember it had these moons on it.
Yeah.
It was cool. I like that.
Sharpie I know is a go-to for her.
Yeah. It's kind of the perfect shape too, right? You get I think it's like an 18 millimeter instantly perfect hoop that you get there. So I'm just kind of forming the wire here with my fingers, just kind of acting like a nylon jaw. And the amount that I trimmed, let's work on this large one first. And then we're going to want to get some of our beads. So again, for this outer part, I did 3 of each color just because I wanted that beautiful ombre. Aw, thanks. Thank you so much, Micah.
Lovely comment. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really nice. But since this was a custom strand that was made for the box, I really wanted to like preserve that in a piece of jewelry that shows it all together. So that's why I went with 3, 3, and 3. And so I'm going to have to cut this one because I've been using these. I think I just really love them. So
yeah.
It ended up being the ones that I use the most for some reason. So
I'm not too surprised. A small faceted gemstone is quite appealing.
Yeah, it ends up being the star. It just kind of goes and does everything I need it to do. And
yeah.
Let's see. I got those 3 there. All right. So big form first. And I think what I did, honestly, was probably like, let me just measure out. I'm going to eyeball and then measure my eyeballing. I probably did like, let's just say 9 to 10 inches or so. It's going to be more than you need. If you have extra, you can use it to do the top part.
Okay, so this is our 26 gauge artistic wire. Great.
Yep. And then everyone has like their own way of starting a coil. I kind of will I'll put it under and leave this is probably about 1 inch. And then I'll start coiling it around.
Using the tail. Okay.
So that's just one way to start your coils. A lot of people start their coil exactly the opposite way that I just did it. But however you're comfortable starting coils, no worries.
But it is easier to maneuver the tail, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because for me, once this is rolling, I'm good. It's just getting it started that's hard for me.
Yeah.
And I do like artistic wire for this kind of thing because I can straighten out my coils just with my nails. I don't have to get the pliers out unless I really want to, be in perfection land.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started so I did make an effort to kind of, for this one, we don't really need to worry about it yet, but I made an effort to have them reflect each other kind of. So
yeah.
So if you're creating your second one, think about that now. Let's pretend I'm making the left side one first. So we'll string on a bead. And then if your wire is coming from behind, then bring your wire forward in front of the hoop. If your wire is coming from the front, then go behind. And some folks are more comfortable with one of the other, and then coil 3 times. So you'll get that. And so this will end up being my back, the back of my design. I don't know. Do you like I always make that the back side.
Because what is the difference? Oh, like whether you see the wire.
I'm curious what Rachel Malice does too, because she does this technique, and I've seen on hers, she's brave and she'll use this as the front on some of her designs, or she's going through it.
Yeah, but you like to have it more so that the beads are on their own. Yeah, they just give a different effect. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of up to you which one you like. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. Just whichever one you think is cool. And so now if you want to hold it the other way, now I'm working where the wire is coming from the front. So I would want to hold everything steady and bend it behind. So whichever direction you end up being in, that's the only thing, just stay cognizant of that. It just gives it a clean look, I think.
Yeah, and maybe to make sure folks understand what we mean by this direction, can you show us, how do you know if you're working from the front or the back?
Yeah, so right now, when I'm coming out of this coil, my wire's on top of the frame.
Mm-hmm.
But if I flip it this way, my coil's coming from behind the frame relative to me.
Okay, so whichever side that little wire is on the frame, we want it to end up on the other side.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's all relative to how you're holding it, how you're flipping it. And I might be one of those kind of like weirder designers that like flips it as I'm working instead of doing it all with one hand. I end up kind of flipping back and forth.
And then how are you holding the beads here as you twist this?
The beads are actually what I'm holding onto, and then the frame with my other fingers. So I've got the frame here, and the bead is what I'm pinching here. Bead and frame, I guess. And it's a tight grip because I want it to stay really, perfect while I'm coiling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little high on here, so at this point, I want to slide it down just a little bit. The cool thing is you can move it, but I want these three to be the center. So you can think about it as you go and just adjust it. So this might need to go back up a little. And that's why I didn't tighten this yet. At the end, I'll press this down, which kind of locks it in place at that point. And here, I'm just switching directions again. So now I want to bring this in the front. The other thing is you can also go in between like that. Little shorthand.
Oh yeah, it's kind of nice that we don't have a closed loop. That's handy.
Yeah. Really handy. And so I started with 8 inches of wire. If you're more comfortable with 10 inches of wire, you won't have to work with a little short end, because mine's getting a little shorter. I'm going to make it, but it's going to be a little tiny one at the end there. There's 1, 2, 3. And then just kind of use your fingers to just kind of smooth it out as you go. One, 2, 3. Might nylon jaw those ones. There you go. Yeah, that looks good.
So pretty.
There's 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, maybe the next one I would go with 10 inches, I think. Just because I left a little tail on the tail on that side. Maybe we'll make it though.
Yeah, you have like just enough.
I'm really making it. I think I might have started with 10 and not.
Okay.
I think just now I cut a little more than 8, but I might have left a little longer tail than I did the first time I made them. I remember writing down 8 inches, so somehow this one ended up being different.
Yeah.
But it works.
Oh yeah, just enough.
And on this side, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I cut it at the back, whichever you think is your back. So for me, I decided that's going to be the back, so I'm going to cut it on that side. Make sure you're happy with how centered it is. You can still move it if you need to. And once it's good, And just press down those ends. And it's okay to go slow. Make sure you're happy with it. There we go.
This would also make a beautiful pendant.
Oh, yeah, it would.
I definitely see that on a necklace.
Okay. So there we go. We got that one. Yeah, I would say 10 inches, guys, for the 26 gauge on that one. If you're doing the same hoop size as me and same number of beads. For this one, you don't need nearly as much. You only need maybe even half that amount, but I'm going to go with 5. I eyeballed, that's whatever that is. That's probably 5. And that'll be too much this time because I'm going to overshoot it. Let's see.
Yeah, we're doing a lot less wraps.
And so we still need the small beads. And this is up to you. I went with the same color that I used in the center. And then one of the other really beautiful ones, which I have an open strand here. So let's go for that. Pick your favorite. Go through and look for one with the most flashiness to it. And then 2 of those. Okay, same thing. Kind of toward the middle. And if you want, you can lay your beads out to kind of help you know where to start. Because they really are going to stay like right there. So I'm going to start my coil like right about that position. Something to hold on to. And I'll just bring that tail. There we go. Definitely easier with the tail there. And there's that. Okay. Okay, so for this one, something a little different. We want a string. Oh, and if you want, I only did 3 coils, but you could do some extra coils. You can do it now or do it at the end with your tail. But I'm going to be bringing this over to kind of make sure it's heading this way. Because it's going to kind of arc like a little rainbow and connect over there with our beads on it. So we want it to definitely be heading that direction. And if you want to go ahead and do 2 extra coils, so instead of 3, maybe have extra one at the top and the bottom, just for a little extra strength, because it's not going to be anchoring after every bead. And then there's 1 and 2. Number 3. And I'm going to go behind the component because I'm headed out on the front of the component here. So I'm on the top there.
Same as before.
Yeah, it's just something to think about. And then the same thing here, if you want to use the fact that we can get it between it. This one's a little tougher to get your coil to be perfect because of the little small shape. And so I'm going to see if I matched my coils numbers. Looks like I did. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to trim this side. And trim that side. And then just before I collapse those on themselves, I want to center it perfectly. And then if you want to, just kind of push them together just a little bit. So it's best done on your mat. Just see how you can kind of push them together so they balloon up a little bit.
Yeah, they stick out more.
I'm going to show you on the finished one. It's a little bit of a 3D thing happening.
Oh, yeah.
And I did 5 coils for each side on that. So now we can go ahead and compress those down. And on that side. There we go. So now we have our two beautiful pieces, and we just need to make some really good jump rings. So I'm going to get out this 18 gauge wire again. And I have some ear wires handy this time. And again, you can work right from that spool if you'd like. And then for your jump ring size, you can use small or the next step up. I think I did next step. And oh, and flush cut before. So we definitely want to go. Just make sure that's nice on that side. That's our chance to do that. And so here's our second step we're using. Again, this is the, forgive me, this is the 18 gauge. I hope I didn't say 20. I keep saying 20. And make as many as you want. You're going to need, how many for each earring? 3 for each earring.
And if folks have never made their own jump rings, definitely give it a try. It is very handy because it allows you to have your wire of the jump rings match perfectly with the rest of your piece. So just everything will feel really cohesive.
Yeah, exactly. They'll oxidize the same if you use like some liver of sulfur or something.
Mm-hmm.
So cut your coil so it's meeting the same spot as the other one in a row from each other like that. You'll want to just trim it from your mandrel. There's no waste because you're just going right from your spool. And then, yeah, let's start cutting. So go right straight toward the next one. So you'll get 1 jump ring, 2, get 3, aimed for 6. I might have miscounted, but 4, 5. Oh, it looks like I did. I got 6. And an extra one. There's our little jump rings ready to go. And so let's start with, let me get my square nose. I like to use square nose pliers for this part, just as me and my jump ring thing. I just like using these. And hold one side. Oh, and if you want to hammer your jump rings, you can. Do you guys hammer your jump rings?
Oh, that's good question. For folks who make their own jump rings, do you like to hammer them? It probably does depend what gauge wire you're using. Maybe you can get away with not hammering them with a thicker gauge. Or yeah, I guess it also depends in the jewelry, like how much stress are they going to have in the jewelry when someone wears them?
For earrings, I usually wouldn't worry about as much about them. And then, of course, the thing about jump rings is you end up work harding them just in the action of, you know, closing and opening them. You end up work hardening them a smidge, but you know what? Why not? Let me mute really quick. And I'm using this one instead just to make it faster and they won't go flying.
So this is going to make them a little bit sturdier, stronger, so they're less likely to lose their shape. Because obviously you would like them to stay as a ring.
Yeah, exactly. And it closes them for you too. So that's another handy thing. Which gives you just a little extra work hardening at this step. So we can open that one. I have this weird thing that I do where I close them first and then I open them. I don't know why I do that, but I always do.
I get it. Yeah, you want to make sure they're even, that they close well.
It's like, I hope it's not a little OCD, but it might be. It's the truth. Something I do. And so just go ahead and line up your beautiful earring just like that and connect one of the loop sides. And then I'll just close this one. Same thing. I'm going to open up another jump ring. And then connect the loops on the other side. So you'll have those 2 loops, they just lay right on top of each other. And you can just connect those right together. So far we have that. And we need one more. So for this jump ring, bring it through the other 2 jump rings. So like that. And there's your earring.
Pretty.
And then whatever ear wire you're using, as long as that loop is facing forward, some ear wires have them facing the other way, but most of them are kind of like that, where that's the front. So you can just hook that on and go ahead and close those. My ear wire is one of those ones where you just kind of press the little, this part closed, but however your ear wire attaches. And there you go.
Wow, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Wow.
Super easy to make, like, you know, and if you make a bunch, I would say just keep making them. Like, you know, make 5 of those, 6 of those, 6 of those, 6 of those, and then just like you'll have 3 pairs, right? Right when you get done.
Yeah. And you can also, like, if you're trying to like get them ready for a craft show, have several of them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It would also be fun to make a bunch of earrings that all use the exact same size frames, but you change the beads to be like, you could do one for like each birthstone. So you could have like 12 versions of these earrings, one for every month.
That makes it look really cohesive too when it's hanging or on display.
Yeah.
So that would be really neat.
Because people, I think,
like,
yeah, if folks are doing like holiday fairs, like I think people love being able to find the one that's like matches them. It's like, ooh, there's all these options, but which is the one that's like for my month? I think that's a fun process.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and they can have a little story on the card. So
Yeah.
it just creates a lot of interest. It's a neat idea.
Yeah. What is, you got another idea there?
Yeah, I was seeing, if you have the same size mandrel as your flower, you can make a ring that the flower fits right into. This one's a little too big, so we'd want to come up from that, but then you can just connect directly across. And that was something I wanted to try too. Yeah,
we've got some time. Should we just play around now?
Yeah, I'm just going to be winging it, but I feel like since we used this one before, if we go up like even if we just went up one more, I feel like that would do it, right? That would probably be the right size for that flower.
Well, let's give it a try, and if not, we'll make another one. All right, exactly. we've done the tutorial. Now we're just going to play, and you're all going to join us.
Yeah, freestyle mat time.
Yeah, freestyle. I love it.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's try it. So I want to go for, I think it's going to be this one. Well, let's see. I actually have a harder time doing the smaller mandrel adjustment because I think you have to hold it a lot tighter to get it to stay on there. Sorry, I think I wandered off camera again.
You're back.
So that's probably more than I need, but basically going for something.
Does that fit around the flower before you cut it?
Oh, yeah, let's see.
I think so. I think you could just...
Yeah, that's going to work because when I do the... Let's see, let's trim it here for now just to get it free.
I'm curious how... Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this works.
Me too. We have to find out if we get it.
We'll find out.
And so I'm just going to wind this one this way. So you're just always winding that second one toward the first one. And there we go. A little adjusting to do there. I might push that down just a smidge. There we go. So you end up with kind of almost a little pear shape. Let me close this one a little more. And For some reason, I want that one to be just a smidge. There we go. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to hammer that. And I just mute really quick.
Sounds good. What is this going to become? I think, is this becoming a ring for, is this becoming an earring or a ring? I don't know. I guess Danielle will tell us in a moment. Where are we headed? I don't know.
I think in this case, it could be a ring, but the idea was to have that flower be framed and suspended. So here's the holes here. So it would end up looking just like that in our...
Oh, I see. This is just like another hoop option for the earrings.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be in place of, like, for example, that hoop, in which case we would want to make, this one was made with like the biggest setting. Maybe we go up to, and we have the same symmetry happening with the two moons, but a little smaller format. Maybe we have a different set of beads going down here on the bottom.
Got it.
Something like that could work so cool. But let me see if I can find that 26 gauge.
Yeah, I'm curious how you wrap that. It's also small and close together now.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little trickier, which is why
we're up for the challenge.
Yeah, I figure since we have our success under our belt, so it's okay to like flail around a little bit, figuring it out.
Let's do it. It will definitely be handy, I think, that this frame is open. I think that's going to make this more doable.
Yeah,
otherwise,
100%. Actually, it might
otherwise it might not be possible.
I think that definitely is going to be something we're very glad.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to need to trim that tail before I put the bead on, because it's really going to get in the way. So I'm going to push that back that way, and let's go ahead and trim it. And let's put the bead on. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, fun part. I want to make sure I'm passing behind it. So maybe I do that here. I'll raise that up just a little. Okay. Yeah, so it's just going to be a matter of getting in between those. Definitely having that open hoop is not unwelcome. There we go. Hey, that worked. That worked. Wow. We're okay. We have a spinny thing happening. Okay, how do we solve the spinny thing? Because it's going to do that.
Yeah, you have to, I guess, cross over it in the back. Would that do anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's decide which one is our back and our front. Would you like that to be the front? In which case?
I guess, like, could you cross it? Because if you go straight across, you're going to have to add the loops there, which maybe is okay. I was like, could you cross it? Oh, bead train coming through.
Bead train.
Like, could you cross it but go more towards the top loop? I don't know if that'll cross over it enough, but that was one thought.
Yeah, or we could cross over the back of it.
Oh my gosh, the train. All right, I'm muting myself.
Oh no. We could go like that. I don't know. So that would be how it looks on the back. Do we like that, or is there another way? Is there? Oh, we can make it part of the decoration here at the back. What if this might be a little silly, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, you're trying to make it look a little more intentional. What's happening?
Yeah, like maybe Like a little wave, maybe?
That's fun.
It would be the reverse side, I think, for me. I would choose it to be the back, but it could still work. So let's see if this coil will happen here. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to go here like that. And then around. Like that.
Are you trying to overlap the coils? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So if I had this to do over, I would make more coils on the side so that it matches.
Yeah.
And the coils could be a little cleaner. But hey, we get the idea. It didn't work out exactly as I hoped because of that spin thing, but it would have been perfect if that was spin. If that was a round bead, you'd have it made. Like
Yeah,
a round
for
bead
sure. Would have been easy.
I just really want that flower on my ear.
Yeah, will you add the jump rings and we can see how it looks as an earring?
Yeah, let's do it. So in this case, let's just fold. It's still moving on me, but I would just need to pinch that a little more. But yeah, let's get our jump rings going. Where knows? And so if you had two, you know, we'd link in two here, but I'm just going to link the one. There we go.
Would you add the ear wire as well?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
I like seeing this design in this smaller format. It's helpful to see another option.
There it is.
So cute. Those are so sweet.
And when it's on, like when you're wearing it, you're not going to see the reverse side. The reverse side will be against like the side of your ear. So like that doesn't, and you could even maybe do a better job making that pretty too. You know, like make a little spirally, like a coil maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like
very
a star shape, but it's still cool.
The shape around it, the frame, kind of reminds me of a flower or a tulip or a bud. So it mimics it in a way.
Yeah, I think so. That's fun.
It's adorable.
You can do so much great stuff with just Mandrel and Bale Farmer. I mean, you could do so much amazing things with those.
I know. Just keep changing up the beads and it'll keep transforming.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to try on the earrings for us? Again,
sure.
I know we saw it, but I want to. It's now that we've.
I was like spacing out, staring at them, getting all excited. Looking at them. Sometimes I get more ideas. You know, like if you're ever like sitting down to work and you're feeling like sort of blocked, and then, but once you get started, the ideas just start going. Yeah, that's happening right now for me. I'm having a lot more ideas than I did before I sat down.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you don't know. Yeah, you're thinking, oh my God, I have no ideas today. I don't know how to be creative. Wait, yeah, so good. But you just have to start. You do.
Exactly. You just got to try, because once you get going, you got it. Like then you'll have too many ideas and you'll have to like streamline it.
Yeah, and then you'll have earrings that don't match and it looks perfect.
Yeah. You can on those is more every day, and this is more like, you know, I'm here for the party. And then something you put on like pretty much like on a regular weekday, just like small. You can have
cute.
Have your pink flower
is great.
Kind of looks like you know how I love bezel setting things. When I used to do wire, like more metalsmithing stuff, I used to love taking bezel tape and taking that little burnisher and burnishing it against the stones. So whenever I see something with something going around it, I feel that's reminiscent of that.
Yeah, it has a similar effect.
Yeah.
It's like, make it look like the bead is bezeled, because especially from afar, like it really looks like that. That's great.
Yeah, from far away, people think it's bezeled for sure. Yeah, I mean, totally looks bezeled.
And then surprise. Oh, that's great. Oh, well, I hope everyone has enjoyed class today. All of the beads were from our November 2025 Sam's Bead Box. This was our collaboration with Danielle. It was called Country Cottage, and it had all of these beautiful beads. So we had, I guess you've done 2 classes with the box. We've had this one. You did a seed bead class last week. There it is. And we also did the unboxing where Danielle showed off like a bunch of stringing projects, and and you did a demo during that one too. So we've kind of done like 2.5 classes.
We made these earrings together. Last time you and I were together, we made these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you also showed us that cool technique for the bail on the front drilled bead.
I have that one too.
Ooh.
And it's a really fun way to do a little bail. Oh, I've got a little coil thing happening there. There we go. So this was just a really fun stringing design that I had put together. But see how the bail, we did that with the flower.
Yeah, so cute. Yeah, if you guys want to get more details on how that was made, check back to the unboxing video with this box. That'll have how to do that bail.
Yeah, it has trying to find a good way to show the other side, but definitely a cool way to connect.
Yeah, that came out so beautifully.
And I do have this was the other class.
Yeah, that's the seed bead class. So cool.
Super fun. And there's our owl. So he's going to make another appearance in a very simple little macrame. And then our owl, this is another class that I'm going to at least do the PDF for. I think I'll probably do a video as well.
Okay.
And he has eyes now. He didn't have eyes last time we were together. So now he's got his eyes.
Okay, so folks can check out your channel for some of these tutorials like this owl and the macrame. Yes,
I'm going to be finishing this one. And I will go ahead and make a video and post it because the one that I'm working on right now, it's I can see where you could benefit from a video. If you read patterns already, the pattern will be like, I got this, it's just like a regular video pattern, but I'll do a video too. It's it's cool. I like this one.
Awesome. Okay, even more
and then we'll have to
on the way. Love it.
And if you're just loving those pink flowers, we did a little very simple earring with those pinkies. Have little arrows with the hearts. And last but not least, we had a chain. You can tell I love those pink flowers. And then our charm bracelet.
Oh my gosh. So beautiful.
There's our little fox.
Yeah.
So cool. So I have been having lots of fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, I hope you all have found even more inspiration today and that you have a weekend full of beading and creativity. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much, Danielle. Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend.